Good morning. I slept in on this. Let me just double check here. Neuroticism. Okay. Good morning. I went to the Renaissance Festival yesterday and wore my fuck shirt. That was pretty fun. But I had my website on the back of it, but I only got one subscriber. I think I have 26 right now. I need more people. I need more. I really liked it more back in the days when I didn't give a fuck how many followers I had, just if my work was good. So, I know what you've been thinking, but you're wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. And I really enjoy, I've done this since since I can remember. I've always been really concerned about what's right and what's wrong. And it's complicated, especially whenever, you're in a position where you think you only have two choices, and they're both shitty. And you choose one because you decide, because I can't imagine a choice outside of that, I've got to choose one of these shitty things. Where it's really better, if you're in a position like that sometimes, to just not choose. Anyway, so I've been pretty poor my whole life, even though it's really weird because all of my stuff is nice. I have an iPhone Pro, I have an iPad, I have a MacBook Pro, I have a carbon fiber bicycle. It's actually Trek's first carbon fiber bicycle. I wasn't making enough money working at a resort in Key West, so I got a part-time job at a bicycle beside my house, and they didn't pay me. It was some of my first under-the-counter kind of stuff, and I just fixed flat tires, and then they found out I could build bikes, so then I was truing wheels and building bikes, and I'm sure I could have been an employee there for the rest of my life. But, so I just worked for them for like 2-3 months, I don't know. It was insanely expensive. This was back in 90, this is not what I came to talk about. Yeah, it was really expensive, and changed a lot of flat tires and built a lot of bikes. And, I did it because I knew I was being taken advantage of, but I was learning how to be a bicycle mechanic. That comes in handy. And I still have the bike, that's the point. But I've always been poor. Nice stuff, no capital. I could, my bicycle I could still sell it after 2 decades and make money off of it. I just make some good choices sometimes. Anyway, so I don't know if this started. I remember walking home from St. Patrick's and my friend Carrie Feathers and I, he's a weirdo. He was the only one that wasn't Catholic. I liked, having fun. I think I had some encouragement from my father, so it's like, yeah. I started skipping stones under the cars that would go by the road. I got really good at it. I could skip, they're going 35, 40, skip a stone under the car. Carrie did a couple, I did, 100 or so. Anyway, one time, on our way home, I was skipping a rock and the rock bounced, boom! It was surprising, and it bounced up, hit his windshield and cracked it. And then he pulled over and, where do you live? Take me to your mother. And I took him to my mom, and my mother paid for the windshield, and I got punished somehow. I don't remember. I had too many punishments, so, whatever. But, she really tried to pound it into me, that was wrong. And I was like, I was just having fun. I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident. And it was like hard for me to think, because like, oh, well, you shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. I had my reality testing was fucked up. I was good at skipping stones under moving cars. So I got this job. I was working at Hobby Lobby. And, because I didn't know anything about Hobby Lobby. I just knew in the back of my head, I'm like, working there would be a good thing to do. Some interesting personalities there. Yes. And dynamics. The It's a huge company, and it's a private company. They have one warehouse for all of their stores, and they control everything. Even in the break room, there's this poster about Jesus behind lock and key, so you can't take it down or can't. And they change it. This Christian message that they offer for free. And if you're feeling like killing yourself because there's a sign beside it, you can call this. I forget what religion they are. I don't care. If you're feeling like you're gonna kill yourself because this is not the way people were supposed to work, call this number and Jesus will save you so you can work more. I think I'm funny. I'm gonna try doing stand-up soon. I have severe social anxiety. It's possible that I'll throw up. I'm definitely gonna record it. And if I throw up, I'll post it. That'll probably be the first thing that ever goes viral for me. So I overheard my coworker at Hobby Lobby say, "Oh yeah, my husband, he picks up dead people." I was like, "Morbid, tell me more." And she said, "Yeah, he just works part-time. You know, he's a pilot? Is he a pilot? He's a pilot, yeah, on the river. He's a barge pilot. And he makes really good money there. You don't make good money at Hobby Lobby. And he did part-time job, picking up dead people for 100 people. It's called removal technician. You get $100." And she said, "Oh yeah, it's about 2 hours each." And I was like, how much money? That's more than Hobby Lobby. And in 2 days, I got a phone call. "You ready?" I was like, "Who is this?" "This is Charles. You ready? We got a dead one." I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready." He's like, "You got your tuxedo?" And I was just, "Oh yeah." No, well, I just dressed up, linen shirt. So I meet Chuck, and he's probably been up, 3 days, drunk, something. I don't know. He's not. I know whenever people aren't acting normal, and he wasn't. But I have a high tolerance for people that are not behaving well. He risked my life. The first day he was driving and texting, and he had I was like, "Dude, I have a life." I didn't say this. I just met the guy. And, he's weaving. We got a dead person in the back. Boom, da boom, da boom, da boom, da boom. And so we're on the second person, and I'm a little, still a little new. And I realized later that this had to have been set up because it was too freakish. I mean, if it were just random, man, universe, you are one fucked up person. So we picked up the dead person, and to get to the cooler, you have to walk through the embalming stations. And there are 2 tables locked up, and Charles said, "Are you ready? Behind this door, there's going to be some graphic scenes. Can you handle it?" I said, "Yes, sir." And he whipped open the door, and there's this little Vietnamese guy on the table, all naked, penis nice and like that. And there's this little blonde-haired girl who looks like she's from some Morticia or the Addams Family. She looks like she could be, and she has a knife, and she's right into this Vietnamese guy's neck, and the blood goes and just runs down the table. And I'm, holding the dead person, and there's this other older guy over here with a penis just hanging. So many penises that day. I mean, yeah, okay, it's no problem. Sure. So I walk by, and then he shows me how to do it, because you gotta spray the face, put this web roll on it. It's like this cotton, to keep it soft. All the stuff that decays really fast. It's hard to work with. You want to keep it soft, so you spray it with this pink juice, and then you have a head cradle so you have to lift their head up, put it on the cradle, because you don't want blood to pull in the head, because then it's hard to make them look alive. And then he did something that we didn't continue to do, which I thought was weird. Like, why did he do it that one time and then never again? So he opened a bag, put air in it, and then put it over the head and tied it so the air. And he said this would make it better because it would keep the refrigerator air off of the head. And I don't know if he just tried it and it started. I would imagine like probably condensation would happen, and you don't want juice and dead people. It's not good together unless you're making soil. And so that was it. $100, man. Fucking easy money. I was like, oh my God, I love this job. This is the best job in the fucking world. Finally, at 48, I'm finally going to be able to pay some debt off and not eat buttered noodles. This is wonderful. I love dead people. I love dead people. And then it was like 3 days later, the funeral director gave me a call. You ready for your first solo? And I said, yes, I am definitely ready. $100. And of course, the first solo was a few blocks from the funeral home, a little bit more. A short drive, 5 minutes. And McKeesport Morgue, which is, it's not the best. There are different levels, where there's more money, the morgues are cleaner and less scary. The less money, the dirtier and the more scary. So I went to the McKeesport Morgue and met the security guy, very nice to me, asked my name, very pleasant, helped me get the body. And he said he was looking forward to working with me. And I was looking forward to working with him. So I took the body back to, drove when I was driving at that point. It was a shitty minivan. I had to drive a rented hearse, which was awful, for like 2 months. It had and you needed a football field for the turning radius. It was horrible. And you're not supposed to use a hearse to pick up people from fucking morgues. But, more good stories. I took the lady, she was a dark-skinned female, down into the garage, unzipped the bag, and she was naked, and had some holes in her, and her face was all marked up, really bad. And she had really bad teeth, you could just tell. It's really weird without anything else, just the body, okay? No clothes, no home, no address, no nothing. Color can kind of give you, and okay, the darker you get, the darker they get, the higher the average, you're not gonna have money. And female versus male, female, you're gonna have less money. If you look really weird, tattoos, blah, 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 it's curious because you could either have a ton of money or fucking no money. But the middle ground's a little bit weird there. Anyway, I could tell she was poor. And I did everything. I sprayed her face. I didn't put the bag on. They didn't have bags there. Put the bracelet on her wrist, put the tag on her toe, put the web rail on, cocked her head up, and zipped the bag up and put her in the fridge. $100. 40 minutes, maybe? 30 minutes? Under an hour from the time I got the phone call, she was in the fridge and I was drinking a beer and being like, oh, finally, I've been like, where can I work and make money? I've been looking for so long. Ah, yes, the job that nobody wants to do. Okay, cool. But before I sprayed her face and cocked her head up and was looking at this magnificent $100, I have so many stories, and I was starting to realize at that point, it took a couple months for it to fully kick in, to realize the perspective my partner of 7 years had of me. Like, holy shit. Like, why would she want to be with me if she thinks that's what I am? Really? lost track. Took a picture with her as proof. Because I knew everybody at the funeral home were psychos, and the possibility that this wonderful job that I had could, because I've had so many things that were like, this is perfect. This is perfect. You are perfect. The job is perfect. The town is perfect. The forest is perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. Why? Because it wasn't perfect. Because I was being manipulated. None of them were perfect. They were the very opposite of perfect. Most times I was slaving, and they could tell that I was a nice guy and being like, yeah, of course I'll donate some stuff to get this fucking opportunity going. I'll donate shit. And so I wanted some proof, and took this phone out and held it out here and put my head beside her and looked at it, and I was like, this doesn't look right with me smiling. It looks like I just murdered her. So I was smiling inside because it was the most money I ever made for my time. And made a straight face and took a picture. And then on my way back, I was super excited. I texted my partner. I was like, I just did my first solo removal. I took a picture. Would you like to see it? And she's like, how disrespectful, how dare you? And I didn't send it. And I'm glad I didn't send it, because then she would really have something that, I had respect for the body. To me, it's compost and $100, not compost. She's going to be poisoned. She was burnt, and, she had fillings. So, you know why everyone around McKeesport's getting cancer? Well, there's a lot of reasons. But this funeral home I work for is a factory, man. Cranking. I've been talking to more directors. They are a factory. And, if it burns clean, they have EPA equipment on their what do you call it? The thing that you burn people in. Crematory. There's a camera that shoots through the exhaust to check and reports automatically, I think, to the EPA. And it records the temperature to make sure it gets hot. So it's a ton of carbon dioxide, it's like, and the carbon dioxide for the natural gas that's burnt. But the poison is from the teeth, because the titanium and steel, I had to pick out of the bones, and you save it because it's valuable, and then you grind up the bones in this blender. But the mercury in the teeth melts and vaporizes, and then all the people in McKeesport are breathing in little tiny chunks of mercury all the time, which isn't good. So I'm really glad that I didn't send her the picture, because she's angry at me right now because I broke up with her, even though I've gave her, I don't know, over 100 warnings. And the last one is like, Grace, look at me. Oh! Sorry, I didn't mean to say her name, but this person, Claire, I'll call her Claire. She's it's still early, 7:04, so that means this is like 20 minutes or something. Attention spans these days, if it's more than like 6 seconds, it's hard to get any traction. So fingers crossed, this is a good story.